my car early morning. Got up about 4 this morning. That will be happening to a lot of people during this time, is waking up at odd hours and sleeping at odd hours. This video is about the goddess and this time of year. So, what a lot of people don't know is about the goddess Brigid or Brighton. So, from Christmas all the way to Valentine's Day is actually, in the old religion, it was Brighton or Brigid or even Juno, okay? January, I do believe, is named for Janus or for Jupiter, which was originally female, okay? Juno and Jupiter are known for, or Janus, are known for time. Time was established by the female because she had a period, or her moon. So Janus is related to January, is related to Brigid, is related to females. Brigid is where we get the name bride from. Bright. Not from a bridle for a horse, relating us to, slave mind. That may be true as far as the government goes and wanting us to not remember who we are. However, it is not true that to be a bride is named after a bridle and that's supposed to be a horse and all that stuff. That's not true. Bride comes from Brigid or Brigid. I actually believe it might be related to the Celtic religion as far as the name is pronounced. However, okay, if you go by the moon and if you go by other religions like Judaism and Islam, Ramadan and Hanukkah are based on the moon. So, from that time of year through Janus or January, the first of January through the 7th were days celebrated, candles lit and celebrated for Brigid or Janus. Janus is also the mother of Mars, I believe. I might be off on that. A lot of this information I get from a book that I found from watching another priestess online, and it's called what is it called? It's huge. Everything, I think it's everything you want to know about fairies, gods, demons, and spirits. And it's very big. I'll actually, I thought I might have brought it out here, but I did not. Did I? No, it's giant. It's like this thick. Very big book. But in there it talks about Brigid, Brighton. Let me see if I have a goddess book with me. I do. Okay, let me see if Juno is in here or Brigid is in here, especially for January. Okay, and then also, so all the way through February, all the way through Valentine's Day actually was religious times devoted to the goddess of light, basically. Okay, so I'm gonna look through this book really quick. So I have this book, 365 Days of the Goddess, which I really like because I've had it for years. Each time I go through it, I'm still like, oh, I didn't know about that goddess. So, also, just side note, one of the things that I have been doing with the planet, for the planet, as far as the fires in Australia is using my mental mind. You can also use a map. You can draw a map. You can draw a picture of Australia, and you can picture what's necessary to happen, which is rain. It's raining here right now, so I've asked Mama Gaia to send some rain to Australia for the animals and for the people. And several years ago, there was a drought in California, and a whole bunch of people did that, and within 10 months, the drought was over. They had plenty of rain. So I believe that we have the power to help influence weather. So today is January 8th. I'm going to see if I can find her in here. Bafana is close. Core. Okay. Arachne. So there's a goddess named Arachne. Okay. A goddess. So this is where we get a lot of the names for our animals. Arachne is the name of a goddess, not a spider. It was given to the name of a spider. You see? Okay, Jana, here we go. It's for tomorrow. It's January 9th. But today is Midwives Day in Greek. And the name is Alethea. I think this is a Sibyl. I think they're all Sibyls. So this is January 8th, Midwives Day. This is for birth, children, creativity, fertility. The symbols are a torch and white flowers. To do today. Or actually, I'll just share a little bit about Alethea. I think this is where Ethiopia got its name. I'll be honest. I mean, doesn't it sound like it? And that's in the Sybil book, which I did bring out here, just to show you guys. Okay. To do today. The ancients honored their midwives today as the goddess's assistants by giving them gifts. In modern times, this might equate to sending a thank you note to your physician or your pediatrician, all right? Yeah, of course, excuse me. Okay. Now, tomorrow, Janus or Jana or Janus, Jana. All right, that's tomorrow in this book. So the themes are lunar energy and perception. The symbols are the moon, silver, and shiny items. About Jana, the Roman goddess whose name means luminous sky, shines her light on the new year, extending improved insight and awareness as we move ahead. She is strongly associated with Juno and Diana and was often invoked before any other goddess in important undertakings. Traditional offerings to Jana include wine, incense, and barley. To get Jana's attention and assistance to any magic you have planned today, wear a piece of silver tone jewelry or clothing. Silver is the color of the moon. For increased discernment to guide your actions in the months ahead, go outside with silver tone coin. Hold this to the moon, saying, Jana, through the darkness and through the day, light my path and guide my way. Carry this token with you, touch it, and recite the incantation anytime you feel your judgment wavering. To improve your awareness of personal lunar attributes, sensitivity, intuition, and the like, burn a stick of jasmine incense or any sweet scent and meditate. Get comfortable visualizing a full moon pouring its light into the area of your third eye. If it helps your focus, chant, Jana, Juno, Diana, awaken me. Make notes of the experience and any insights that come. So, Jana, that's how we got the name January. And as you can see, it's related to brightness. So this is just something that hasn't been known, but from what I understand, the Catholic Church still celebrates these days, and our holidays have been kind of intermixed with those holidays, but what's been left out is how they originally started, which is based behind the female and not actually the masculine. All the planets used to be female, and they are, okay? Everything has both male and female attributes, but those come from the female. Females used to be bearded, not used to be, there are bearded females. There are a lot of females who go to great lengths to remove the hair off of their body. When there was a time, just like people who were same-sex relationships were venerated because they held a key within them that others did not, and it was obvious. So a woman with a beard obviously has some kind of power and some kind of genetic within them that other people don't have. The same with somebody who is attracted to somebody of the same sex, or is asexual, or might be a hermaphrodite, which is just going to remind you, hermaphrodite is Hermes and Aphrodite put together. Just saying. It's another name after goddesses. And Hermes is named after Anubis, is named after Anput, who was originally female. Or Hermes was named after Thoth, who was also originally. The truth is, Thoth says, I had no gender. I appeared as what was needed for the people to see, you know? And I think that that's something else, is how we see people, how we see energies. And I just want to touch base on something I think is important during this time of shift, which is, I've always been bothered by the rules of the world for females are based on the judgments of men. The rules and the ways of females are based on the judgments and the teachings of men. No. I say no to that, because when I look into spirituality and religion, I don't want to have to see segregation because of my gender. If God, and to me it's Goddess, Great Mother, judges me for my body and for who I am, that is not my God. That is not my God, who decides because I have a yoni that somehow I'm not as important. That is not true. Okay? And men who objectify women still have an idea about how women are supposed to act and behave and speak. And then they're able to say, yes, that's an upright woman. No. They don't see themselves and how they're influenced by their own impulses and actions, even to the point of, to me, we see this across the board. You see it in Catholicism with nuns who cover themselves completely, and you see it within Islam, where women are covered completely. And I don't have any problem with that if that's what she wants to do. But if it's implemented upon her because men cannot control their impulses, there is a confusion to the teaching. That's a confusion to the teaching that doesn't make any sense. And again, men don't give birth. Men don't give birth. That came through the Marduk story and how he manipulated. And side note, so part of what's happening on the planet is a direct result of Eve's rage at finding out that she was used to create patriarchy and influence patriarchy in a very, very strong way. From what I'm getting, the sisters have now, there's still a lot of work on the healing of the daughters of Eve and the sons of Eve. A lot of healing, because of the patriarchal influences that have happened. And so there's healing there, and then there's more healing happening within each one of us divine beings as we are doing the work to release attachment issues, to face codependency and narcissism, because these are literally the microcosms of the macrocosm that influence what I call fuck shit, really. Let's see, any other extra messages? Little extra messages are, I guess, take the time to see the goddess within you, and the intuitiveness of actually connecting to some of the things that are being shared with the world, as far as major energies, like what's happening in Australia, what's happening in the political field, and the super energy that's happening right now. It's a lot about embracing the extra, embracing what may have been I don't know, maybe not super accepted, or somewhat shunned, which would be the female voice, sticking up for, this is kind of across the board. I heard this from another lady on YouTube that I watch, sticking up, not necessarily sticking up for, but pointing out and trying to influence ourselves so that we have a great impact on everything around us. Because with everything that's happening, all the way down to, violence and people needing jobs and things like that, is our part of finding our own worthiness, our own self-esteem, our own magic, so to speak, and then applying it to our own lives so that it happens outwardly. Because big shifts are coming, and mostly sisters, I think we're going to need each other, and we're going to need to be there for each other as we're there for the rest of the world. Drink plenty of water. Just a little share on my schooling, my self-schooling. I'm still drinking coffee, but not as much. The things that I have brought more into is some diatomaceous earth, more meditating, and more checking in on my feelings and being realistic about how I'm feeling. A really great app if you are interested in self-help mental health is called Youper, Youper. It is free, and it is a great tool to help self-heal, do self-healing. And I think that's it. Happy New Year. Enjoy this Brigid Brighton energy. It's a good time for candle lighting, for ancestral work, for female goddess work, and for that nice shift of being in wintertime, focusing on what you want to cultivate and bring into the spring. This is a good time of year for that. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.